Srimad Bhagavatam,
Canto 1, chapter 30,
chapter 8, verse 37.
Api adyanastvam swakrute hita prabho.
Api adyanastvam swakrite hita prabho.
Jihasasi svet sukhrudo jivina.
Jihasasi swit surhido nujivina.
Yesham nachanyad bhavata padambujat.
Yesham nachanyad bhavata padambujhat.
Parayanam rajasuyojitam hasam.
Parayanam rajasu yojitam hasam.
Api adyanastvam swakrute hita prabho.
Api adyanastvam swakrite hita prabho.
Jihasasi svet sukhrudo jivina.
Jihasasi sweet suhrido nujivina.
Yesham nachanyad bhavata padambujat.
Yesham nachanyat bhavata padambujat.
Parayanam rajasuyojitam hasam.
Parayanam rajasu yojitam hasam.
Api adyanastvam swakrite hita prabho.
Api adyanastvam swakrita hita prabho.
Jihasasi svet sukhrudo anjvina.
Jihasasi sweet suhrido anjivina.
Yesham nachanyat bhavata padambujat.
Yesham nachanyat bhavata padambujat.
Parayanam rajasau yojitam hasam.
Parayanam
rajasu yojitam hasam.
Translation and purport by Stephen Vedanta songs. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Synonyms: api, if.
Api, if.
Adya, today.
Adya, today.
Na, us.
Na, us.
Tvam, you.
Tvam, you.
Swakrita, self-executed.
Swakrita, self-executed.
Ihita, all duties.
Ihita, all duties.
Prabho, oh my Lord.
Prabho, oh my Lord.
Jihasasi, giving up.
Jihasasi, giving up.
Sweet, possibly.
Sweet, possibly.
Sukhruda, intimate friends.
Suhrida, intimate friends.
Anujivina, living at the mercy of.
Anujivina, living at the mercy of.
Yesham, of whom.
Yesham, of whom.
Na, nor.
Na, nor.
Cha, and.
Cha, and.
Anyat, anyone else.
Anyat, anyone else.
Bhavata, your.
Bhavata, your.
Pada ambujat, from the lotus feet.
Pada ambujat, from the lotus feet.
Parayanam, dependent.
Parayanam, dependent.
Rajasu, unto the kings.
Rajasu, unto the kings.
Yojita, engaged in.
Yojita, engaged in.
Amhasam, enmity.
Amhasam, enmity.
Translation, please repeat after me. Oh my Lord.
Oh my Lord.
You have executed all duties yourself.
You have executed all duties yourself.
Are you leaving us today?
Are you leaving us today?
Though we are completely dependent on your mercy.
Though we are completely dependent on your mercy.
and have no one else to protect us.
and have no
and
one
have no one else to protect us.
Now, when all kings are at enmity with us,
now
Now, when all kings are at enmity with us,
purport.
purport. The Pandavas are most fortunate because, with all good luck, they were entirely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. In the material world, to be dependent on the mercy of someone else is the utmost sign of misfortune. But in the case of our transcendental relation with the Lord, it is the most fortunate case when we can live completely dependent on Him. The material disease is due to thinking of becoming independent of everything. But the cruel material nature does not allow us to become independent. The false attempt to become independent of the stringent laws of nature is known as material advancement of experimental knowledge. The whole material world is moving on this false attempt of becoming independent of the laws of nature, beginning from Ravana, who wanted to prepare a direct staircase to the planets of heaven, down to the present age. They are trying to overcome the laws of nature. They are trying now to approach distant planetary systems by electronic mechanical power. But the highest goal of human civilization is to work hard under the guidance of the Lord and become completely dependent on Him. The highest achievement of perfect civilization is to work with valor, but at the same time depend completely on the Lord. The Pandavas were the ideal executors of this standard of civilization. Undoubtedly, they were completely dependent on the goodwill of Lord Sri Krishna, but they were not idle parasites of the Lord. They were all highly qualified, both by personal character and by physical activities. Still, they always looked for the mercy of the Lord because they knew that every living being is dependent by constitutional position. The perfection of life is, therefore, to become dependent on the will of the Lord instead of becoming falsely independent in the material world. Those who try to become falsely independent of the Lord are called anatha, or without any anatha, or without any guardian. Whereas those who whereas those who are completely dependent on the will of the Lord are called sanatha, or those having someone to protect them. Therefore, we must try to be sanatha so that we can always be protected from the unfavorable condition of material existence. By the deluding power of the external material nature, we forget that the material condition of life is the most undesirable perplexity. The Bhagavad Gita therefore directs us 7.19 that after many births, one fortunate person becomes aware of the fact that Vasudeva is all in all, and that the best way of leading one's life is to surrender unto him completely. That is the sign of a Mahatma. All the members of the Pandava family were Mahatmas in household life. Maharaja Yudhishthira was the head of these Mahatmas, and Queen Kunti Devi was the mother. The lessons of the Bhagavad Gita and all the Puranas, specifically the Bhagavata Purana, are therefore inevitably connected with the history of the Pandava Mahatmas. For them, separation from the Lord was just like the separation of a fish from water. Srimati Kunti Devi therefore felt such separation like a thunderbolt, and the whole prayer of the queen is to try to persuade the Lord to stay with them. After the battle of Kurukshetra, although the inimical kings were killed, their sons and grandsons were still there to deal with the Pandavas. It is not only the Pandavas who were put into the condition of enmity, but all of us are always in such a condition. And the best way of living is to become completely dependent on the will of the Lord, and thereby overcome all difficulties of material existence.
Hari Om Tat Sat Virandasya Jnanandjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangun Langayate Girin Yat Kripa Tamaham Mande Shri Gurundinatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pathaka Swamin Iti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kata Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavate Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudanam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulangaite Girimet Kripatamaham Mande Sri Gurundinatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hari Om Tat Sat. Very beautiful prayer by Kunti Maharani. And here you can see this conversation was going on between Kunti Maharani and Krishna. And it was happening when Krishna was going home after establishing the Pandavas in the kingdom and finishing the battle of Kurukshetra. Krishna is going back home, back to Dwaraka. And he was taking leave, farewell from the aunt Kunti. At that time, Kunti offered this prayer. Now, she's asking directly that after finishing your duty, is it a fact that you are going away, leaving us alone? So, this is the devotee's position. This is called a complete surrender, Atmanivedanam. Yesham nacha anyad bhavatha padam bhujat. We have no other means of protection than your lotus feet. This is our position. Anyat means anything else. This is full surrender. Atmanivedanam. Just like Narottam Das Thakura says, Aha Prabhu Nanda Sutta Vrishabhanu Sutta Juta Nanda Sutta Krishna, you are present here with the daughter of King Vrishabhanu. So both of you are here. Aha Prabhu Nanda Sutta Vrishabhanu Sutta Juta. We don't want to see Krishna alone. So that is the main important thing. So Pandavas were very fortunate because always Krishna was there. Every time they have so much dependency on the mercy of Lord Krishna, and they have that mercy of Krishna. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Here Kunti says that if you think, my dear Krishna, now we are well established, we have got our kingdom back, so everything is nicely done, so you want to leave us? That's not a very good proposal. That's not a very good proposal. Because we are not free. We have killed so many kings. All the relatives and friends, they are also planning to come and again fight with us. This is our position. Vrajeshwar. They are still engaged. So you don't think that we are already all free from all dangerous conditions. We are not. And we have no other protection except your lowest peak. Earlier she said, if you think even the calamities are gone, let the calamity come again so that you be with me. We don't mind any big calamity, but we want you to be with us. We have no other protection except your lotus feet. This is our position. Means indirectly, she was asking Krishna, don't leave us. Don't leave us. Don't think that we are safe. We are not safe. Without your protection, we are always unsafe. This should be the position of the devotee. Very beautifully exhibited by Kunti Maharani here. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. We are actually in a dangerous position. Padam, padam, yat padam. At every step, there is danger. Any moment, at any time, Maya will catch. Any time, Maya will catch. As soon as we are a little inattentive, that's it. Now I have done my duty. Now let me take rest a little. That is the end of your, Krishna consciousness for that moment. There is no rest. We must always be alert. Always. Srila Rupa Goswami, he says, Avyartha kalatvam. The devotee should be so much careful that he should see whether my time is unnecessarily being spent, whether I am now engaged in Maya service or Krishna service. That one should be very vigilant, very alert. Avyartha kalatvam nama gane sada ruchi priti stad visati stale. These are the symptoms of advanced devotee. Nama ghane sada ruchi. He is never tired of chanting or singing or dancing the holy name of the Lord. No tiresome feeling. Why? Because Nama ghane sada. Sada means always. Sada ruchi. Ruchi means taste. Wow, very nice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So very tasty. This is the taste. This taste. It awakens the taste. Of course, it takes time, but the process is gradual. The taste you can never ever give up. Rupa Goswami, when he was chanting, he was thinking, I've got only one tongue and 2 ears. What is this conjusi? What I shall chant with this? He was thinking, if I could get millions of tongues and trillions of ears, then I could relish something by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we should not imitate, but at least we must be very careful to complete the 16 rounds, the minimum. Nama Khani Sadaruchi. We have to increase our taste for singing and dancing and chanting the holy name of the Lord. We should increase our inclination to live in the place where Krishna is living. Like Kunti Maharani cannot tolerate his leaving. She wants him to be with him. For that, even any kind of calamity, she is ready to welcome. But they never want to leave Krishna. So this is the vision of the higher devotees. Krishna here is living, and he was living and is living. But in a lower condition, we should know that Krishna is in the temple. Krishna is everywhere. But for us, because we have no such vision like Kunti, to see Krishna anywhere and everywhere, therefore we should come here in the temple or to the satsang and chant Hare Krishna and take Krishna because he's present in the holy name. is not different from the holy name of his Krishna. So here is Krishna. He has kindly appeared in a manner in which I can see him as a Vigraha, Acha Vigraha in the temple, at home. So at home also, when he is there, then it is also temple. So Krishna has complete spiritual body. We have no eyes to see because he is Adokshaja, and for us now Bhavet Grahyam Indriya. So in such a situation, this Sachidananda Vigraha, how can he see? We are only accustomed to see material jada, gross things. We can see stone, we can see metal, we can see wood, we can see all these material elements. But Krishna, he is everything. Therefore, to be visible to the imperfect eyes of ours, Krishna has appeared in the stone form, but Krishna is not stone. It is not that we are worshipping stone, we are worshipping Krishna. But because we cannot see except stone, therefore Krishna has kindly appeared in the form carved from the stone. This is the conclusion. So Preeti Stad Vishakti Stale. One should be very much inclined to live within the sort of temple environment or association of devotees. Nama Ganesh Sada Ruchi will happen only then. Without satsang, where is Sada Ruchi? Congregational chanting of the holy name is propagated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That will increase our inclination to chant more and more. Nama Gane. So, always thinking dependent on Krishna, like Kunti Maharani here, this is Krishna consciousness. Always thinking that without Krishna, my life is useless. I'm in danger. Actually, you are in dangerous position without Krishna. So, Kunti is offering that prayer that Krishna, you are thinking that now we are safe, but I don't think we are safe. We are always in danger. So if you think that we are safe, then who will give us protection? If you think that we are safe, who else will give us protection? Because we have no other protection except your lotus feet. Yesham nachanyat bhavata padambuja. Padambuja. Pada means lotus feet. Ambuja means lotus. Pada means feet. So, except your lotus feet, we have no other shelter. We have no other shelter. We have no other shelter. And so far our safetyness is concerned, we are already encircled by so many enemies because we killed all the male members. So the big leaders, the big this thing. So now they're all, our relatives are very enmity with us. So what to do? Because in the fight, one's father has died. Now son is preparing to fight with us. Oh, you killed my father, now I will kill you. It is not from one family. Is the Supreme Master. Therefore, she is addressing Prabhu. Jihasasi means, are you actually leaving us? Jihasasi means Sukhruda. Sukhruda means those who are well-wisher. You are my well-wisher, and how can you leave me like this? Anujivina. Anujivina means they are living under your mercy only. Our life is always under your mercy. Very beautiful. The highest achievement of perfection civilization is to work with valor, but at the same time depend completely on the Lord. This dependency factor we should learn from Kunti Devi and Pandavas. They are the ideal executors of standard civilization. How to be dependent on Krishna, despite we may be having so many opulence, so many strength, so many knowledge, so many supporters. All these things is not meant to deny the Lord. Okay, now I have enough supporters, enough money, some support, enough education, enough name, fame, glory, and well positioned. So I don't want the Lord's support as of now. No, not like that. Every moment, padam, padam, yatri padam. So now, always I want to be under the protection of Krishna, because Krishna is telling, no, Kaunteya Pratijanati Name Bhakta Pranashati. This is a fact. If you become a pure devotee of Krishna, then this Padam Padam Yatri Padam is not for you. There is no question of danger. Speak of every step. Pranashyati. Krishna gives protection to everyone. Without his protection, nobody can live even for a single moment. That's a fact. If you think that Krishna is giving protection to everyone, then what is the use of becoming a special devotee? No, there is use. Just like the king gives protection to every one of the citizens, that is his duty. But he has got special protection for his own son, his own men. This is distinction. This is not unnatural. Huh? So, this has to be understood. Krishna says, Samoham Sarva Bhutesh. I am equal to everyone. He is God. How he can be partial to somebody and partial to some? No, Samoham. That is Samatha. That is natural. When a gentleman loves all children, but he has special love for his own children also, right? That is natural. That is not partiality. You cannot say partial. Krishna is partial to his devotees. No. He may apparently be partial to his devotees. Why are you loving your own children more than others? Can you ask? You love all the children. I accept that. But why you love your own children more than other children? Can you ask? Because that is natural. That is not called partiality. Similarly, Krishna, he loves everyone because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. But he takes special care of the devotee. Name bhakta pranashyati kaunteya pratijanahi. This bhakta, his devotee, will never be perished. He is always allowed to see the comforts of the devotees. That is Krishna. And the devotees are always busy to see how Krishna is satisfied. That is devotee. By dressing him, by supplying him food, by chanting his holy name, by serving him, always engaged. Similarly, Krishna is also always engaged to see how my devotee will be happy. This is the process going on. So this is intimate relationship with Krishna, Kunti Devi is exhibiting here. So, very, very important point. The intimate relationship, because Krishna is offering relationship, 5 kinds of relationship. Ordinary living entity, they have got relationship also, but when one becomes devotee, it is intimate relation. Intimate relation. And in this intimate relation, you will be able to have a different mellow exchange of this mellow. Because Krishna is thinking of you, when you have an intimate relation. Awakened relationship is alive in both sides, not one side dead. Suppose my father is dead, I am crying. Only I am remembering the relationship. The dead body is not remembering the relationship. There is the reciprocation. So even there is no reciprocation from the daddy's side because he has died. I am seeing his dead body. And as a relative, I am only crying. He is not crying, he is not laughing. His body is dead. Where is the relationship? Relationship is between two, actually. Not one dead, one living. Okay. So we should become live. To become live means to become Krishna conscious. Because Krishna is all living and is so much, he loves everyone and he protects everyone. But when a devotee awakens his Krishna consciousness, then he is also reciprocating to each other, both of them. That mellow is totally different that we have never ever experienced in this material world, nor can you do that. But it is possible to experience from within the same body, but only with Krishna and only through Guru. So this is very, very important point. And Kunti Maharani is very advanced and she is exhibiting very boldly despite she is such an aunt position and Krishna wants to touch her feet to take a blessing before going. But Kunti Devi is calling him Prabhu. And she is very boldly telling, we are under your protection, your Padambuja, your lotus feet protection, your lotus feet mercy. How can you leave us? You can't leave us. We are not safe. Don't think we are safe. That is very, not a good proposal. I don't think, you should not think we are safe. We are not safe. And we are very unsafe. We have only enemies around us. But if you are there, yes, we have protection. So if you are really well-wisher of me, if you really think you want me to be safe, then be with me. This is what Kunti is pleading. Be with me if you want us to be safe. Don't think we are safe. We are actually unsafe. Very beautiful. Very beautiful verse. And if you will be with us only when there are calamities, let the calamity be with us always. So that you can be with us. Somehow or the other, we can't miss you, Krishna. Don't believe us. Very frankly, Kunti Maharaj is very advanced. Over to Shantha.
जलशलाकया चक्षुष्मणितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मुगं करोति वाचालं गङ्गायुधीगिरिं यत्प्रपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्.
So we'll go to the next words.
Yes. Here the relationship. Oh, sorry. Relationship between the devotees and Krishna is seen here that they doesn't want to get separated from Krishna. So she's bringing up some reason, but they don't want to separate from Krishna. Bidding farewell for a very dear friend, very affectionate. Krishna is all full of rasa and love. And so the Kunti Maharani is not even able to think that Krishna is leaving them. So she is going to express now her affection for Krishna, where how she cannot even think of him leaving them. Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, verse 38. Kevayam nama rupabhyam
Kevayam nama rupabhyam
yadu bisaha pandava
yadubhi saha pandava
bhavato darshanam yarhi
bhavo darshanam yarhi
Risikanam ivesitu
Rishikanam iveshitu
Kevayam nama rupabhyam
Kevayam
Kevayam nama rupabhyam
yadubhi saha pandava
Yadubhi
yadubhi saha pandava
bhavato darshanam yarhi
bhavato darshanam yarhi
Risikanam ivesitu
Rishikanam iveshitu
Kevayam nama rupabhyam
Kevayam nama rupabhyam
Yadubhi saha pandava
Yadubhi saha pandava
Bhavato darshanam yarhi
Bhavato darshanam yarhi
Rishikanam iveshitu
Rishikanam iveshitu.
Synonyms. K, who are.
K, who are.
Vayam, we.
Vayam, we.
Nama Rupa Bhyam, without fame and ability.
Nama Rupabhyam, without fame and ability.
Yadubhi, with the Yadus.
Yadubhi with the Yadus.
Saha, along with.
Saha along with.
Pandava and the Pandavas.
Pandava and the Pandavas.
Bhavatha, your. Bhavata, your.
Bhavata, your.
Adarshanam, absence.
Adarshanam,
absence.
Yarhi, as if.
Yarhi, as if.
Krishikanam, of the senses.
Rishikanam, of the senses.
Iva, like.
Iva, like.
Ishitu, of the living being.
Ishitu, of the living being.
Translation, please repeat after me. As the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit.
As the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the living spirit.
Similarly, if you do not look upon us.
Similarly, if you do not look upon us,
all our fame and activities along with the Pandavas and Yadus will end at once.
All our fame and activities along with the Pandavas and Yadus will end at once. Purport. Purport. Kunti Devi is quite aware that the existence of the Pandavas is due to Sri Krishna only. The Pandavas are undoubtedly well established in name and fame and are guided by the great king Yudhishthira, who is morality personified. And the Yadus are undoubtedly great allies. But without the guidance of Lord Krishna, all of them are non-entities, as much as the senses of the body are useless without the guidance of consciousness. No one, no one should be proud of his prestige, power, and fame without being guided by the favor of the Supreme Lord. The living beings are always dependent, and the ultimate dependable object is the Lord Himself. We may therefore invent, by our advancement of material knowledge, all sorts of counteracting material resources, but without being guided by the Lord, all such inventions end in fiasco. However strong and stout the reactionary elements may be.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So this is the case not only with the Pandavas, but every one of us. When somebody dies, big man, big scientist, big politician, big philosopher, when he's dead, the big name, here is Mr. So-and-so, here is Mr. Isaac Newton, Nama Rupa Vyam. Nama means name and Rupa means form. So along we are living our name, our fame, our form, our activities, our glorious, very good. And as soon as the life is gone, nobody cares. It's a lump of matter after all. That's all. When one is living, a big man, nobody can go before him or touch him. There are so many gods. But the same man, when he's dead, if he's lying on the floor, if somebody kicks on his face, nobody cares. Finished. So we should understand that after the disappearance of the body, soul, the so-called big name, big fame, important body has no value. What is that soul? That soul is part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, our energy of Krishna. So when the energy is withdrawn or Krishna is not there, the energy, Krishna's energy and Krishna is not different. Sakti, Sakti Mathur, Abheda. Abheda means different. Abheda means no difference. It is in the Brahma Sutra. And just like the sun. Sun is the Saktiman, energetic, and the sunshine is the energy. So long the sunshine is there, the sun is there. There is no difficulty. When the sun is not there, sun's energy is also not there. Similarly, Krishna is not there, Krishna's energy also will not there. And we are marginal energy of Krishna. So we are there means Krishna is also there. So only we are there. We are depending on Krishna for our existence every moment. And that is what Kunti Maharani is trying to say here. How much we are depending on your existence, your mercy. Krishna, we have no existence without you. We are depending on you. 100%. 100% we are depending on. And Kunti is very much aware of this knowledge that nobody is existing because of their own skill, own performance, or this or that. If Krishna is not there, then the living entities are not there. If sun is not there, sun rays are not there. So like that, for our existence, we are very much dependent on Krishna. This is very beautiful. The sun is there, the sunshine is there. And within the sun globe, there is sun god, of course. Okay. And but the sun is not there, then there is no sunshine. So how much the sunshine is depending on sun? Every moment of its existence, it is depending on the sun. In the same way, any living entity is depending on Krishna because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we are so much dependent on Krishna for our existence, either in the conditioned state or in the liberated state. In both states, he is both beyond conditioned liberation. That is Krishna. He is beyond material and spiritual, we can say. That is Krishna. But we are depending on Krishna both in the material condition state as well as even in the liberated state. Kunti and all are very liberated state, They're exhibiting the dependency more than what we are exhibiting as a conditioned state. How poor it is. Our status is very precarious. So you cannot just advent your own advancement of material knowledge and counteract all the material resources and become independent of the Lord. That is not possible at all. Okay. Without being guided by the Lord, any invention will end in fiasco. So this is very important to understand that we are dependent on Krishna's mercy as much as the sun rays are depending on the sun. So if you forget Krishna, then how can you exist? Our original constitutional position is forgotten. We are extinguished. And that is why we are suffering. Anybody is extinguished. So suffering. So in order to revive our Krishna consciousness, we have to be in touch with Krishna. The rays are always in contact with the sun. The sun rays or sunshine is always in touch with the sun. Similarly, the living entities we have forgotten Krishna is very wrong. We should always be in touch with Krishna by chanting his holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is very important. So, Madhu, you would like to add anything?
Yes. So the word prananath can be understood here. Prana is the air. Actually, body has many airs. Prana, Pana, Udana, Samana. Like this, many Vayus are maintaining the body. The yogis, they control this air by meditative process. So this prana air means life air. So prananath means the Lord of my soul. Mat prananadasya. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is singing in Sikshashtakam. That you are my prananath, you are my life. So how this is, she is explaining, Kunti Maharani, how Krishna is their life and soul. Like if there is in the body, a person may be there, he may be very, very famous. In India, you think of any famous person. And when they are dead, they will very soon be dead. They'll all be dead. Everyone is born is sure to die. So when they die, little bit they will speak for 1 week or 10 days, and after that another topic will come and he will be vanished. Gradually, whatever name fame he took from when he was having that body will all disappear. When the living spirit is gone, all his name, fame, whatever he got is all. Similarly, Krishna, that means when the life leaves, everything is gone. Not with the body. So you do not look upon us, all our fame activities along with the Pandavas and Yadus. So Pandavas and Yadus were said to be very famous. We saw that Yadukula is very, very famous because Maharaja Yadu was a good person, good devotee. So Krishna Kunti Maharani is telling, some people are telling, in order to glorify Yadu, you have come here and to also glorify Pandavas. Like Malayasya Evacha Chandanam. So in Malaya Hills, Chandana is growing. So everybody will say Malaya Chandana, Malaya Chandana. Oh yeah, this is a high class Chandan. This is Malaya Chandan. This is Malaya Chandan. They will never say Chandan. They'll say Malaya Chandan. So they'll add the name of the Malaya together with the word Chandana. In order to, so that people understand it's from Chandana, from Malaya Hills. By default, Malaya doesn't have any glory because Chandan is growing there. There is a glory. Same way, Yadukula, as it is, doesn't have any kula, doesn't have a glory. Unless otherwise, there is either Krishna appears or Krishna's pure devotee appear. But if Krishna, you go, all that will be vanquished. All that will be vanquished. So as much as the sense of the body are useless without the guidance of consciousness, same way if Krishna is missing, then everything is missing. So that is what she's saying here. And the same way, I would like to speak something related to the previous verse also. My dear Lord, my Lord, you have executed all your duties yourself. Are you leaving us today? Though we are completely dependent on your mercy and have no one else to protect us. See, when you think of separation, extra affection comes in your heart. This is a little heavier feeling of the heart happens. So even within material relationships which are temporary and false, we are having this kind of feelings. Then what to speak of a person who has interacted with the all sweet Supreme Lord? Panchapandavas had very beautiful time with the Krishna in the forest when they were in exile. Even if they had been in the government as rulers, whether they would have had that much association with Krishna and interaction is a big question. By the sweet will of Krishna, everything is arranged that they were in the forest and Krishna was there with them. So I'll tell a small pastime and finish this. Like one time, Duryodhana, he'll be very happy that he has sent all the Pandavas to the forest. So he'll be, oh, very nice Rajabhog. He's living in the kingdom, all kingly facilities are there. And he also wants to rule. Of course, he's said to be a good ruler in a materialistic sense. He was giving facility for all kinds of sense gratification. It is not that he tortured the citizens, so he's a bad king. No. The torturing of the citizen is nothing but not showing them their real identity. You're not the body, a spirit, soul. This life is temporary, and you don't invest all your energy into this temporary life. You are a spirit soul, and in the spiritual platform, you need to execute Krishna consciousness. So it's the duty of a king to award Krishna consciousness to the citizens. And that is the way, that is called ahimsa. Prabhupada is explaining himsa and ahimsa. Himsa is torturing. Ahimsa is not torturing. The himsa means disturbing or troubling somebody. Himsa. Ahimsa means not troubling, not disturbing, keeping them in a good shape, in a nice position, in comfort. So Prabhupada is explaining, not giving spiritual knowledge, especially two things. You are not the body, your spirit, soul. Second is main, not second. The most important is Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead and you have a relationship with him. You're a servant of him. Your jiva and your swarupa is your Krishna's dasa. So execute your duty here. So a king's duty is to organize for executing Krishna consciousness. Systematically, he can organize because he has the authority. He has the manpower, he has the money, he has the facilities, he has the subordination. People listen to him. What great men do, common men follow. So it is the duty of a king. So Duryodhana was not torturing everybody. He was providing all sense gratification. Even in Hiranyakashipu's kingdom, unlimited meat eating, unlimited gambling, unlimited intoxication. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication is unlimited. Anybody can do anything of this four. And it's available. So common public who are averse to Krishna is thinking that this is a very good government. In a house, the wife will feel very bad if the husband is keep drinking and coming home and beating the kids and beating the wife. And she cannot converse even consciously with him. But as drunkard will think, okay, the government is very nice because it's providing unlimited liquor if the government is providing. But the house will get spoiled and everybody will feel painful within the heart. A normal person will feel painful. So rascal will feel very happy. So the Yudhishthira Maharaj was a devotee. So Krishna wanted a devotee to rule, not a very intelligent. He can multiply money, he can do this, he can do. He's very good Vaishya mentality. He has a very political, diplomatic attitude where he knows how to tackle various situations by defeating the others and competing with others. And very intelligent. No, he was very intelligent, of course. Of course. Duryodhana was very intelligent. And he provided citizens with all sense gratificatory facilities. It is not that he made the citizens suffer and all that. What people project as bad king or good king is not in democracy. Prabhupada called democracy as demon crazy. So it is not true. So Panchapandavas, they were to get out for 14 years in exile. So they were out, and Duryodhana was thinking, oh my God, they'll be suffering so much. And I have got this beautiful Rajya and all. But his mind was constantly disturbed because what will I do after 14 years? So I have to be very careful. Now itself, I should train my military strength, increase my military strength, and so many things now itself. Diplomatically, I should have good friendly relationship with many people because after 14 years, they will return back. And Bhishma and also Chiranjeevi, he's not going to die and all so easily. Bhishma had got a boon that he can die on his will. Only on his will he will die. Now nobody can kill him. But he will someday will, okay, this time I'll die, then he will die. So in this way, he will live and then he will see to that 14 years later Pandavas come. Duryodhana was very disturbed in mind, but Pandavas, they went on exile. And the beautiful thing happened to them is, of course, Subhadra was in her place. During exile only that wedding happened. But Kunti Maharani, 5 sons and Draupadi, they were living in the forest. And 1 year they should live in incognito mode. So there's 14, then they were living in the forest in various places. So Duryodhana wanted to find out whether they are increasing their military strength, what plan they are doing, how they are going to acquire the kingdom back. Maybe they are getting trained in the forest like a terrorist or something. So he wanted to know, yeah, how can be somebody happy without the kingdom, and especially being Kshatriya. So he said, okay, they will be suffering like anything. So let me enjoy that. And Duryodhana was having sleepless night planning how to safeguard the kingdom. So he called some messengers and he told them, go and check out what Pandavas are doing in the forest. So the messengers went. It is an open truth where they were staying. They were very transparent people. In the name of intelligence, they were not diplomatic. They were simple people, devotees, simple devotees of Krishna. Open, straightforward, nothing to play around. That is mentioned in Vaishnavacharya songs, very beautiful. Sarala Kariyamani. If you want to get the favor of Lord Chaitanya, your heart must be Sarala. Sarala means very simple, not complicated with so many meshes of ideas. Of our own self-confidence brings many complexities. When dependency on Krishna brings simplicity. Because a child, when the father and mother are nicely taking care, or whatever it is, father and mother are there, he need not so much plan for his life. Who will provide me food? Who will, tomorrow, how will I bathe? Will water come in the tap or not? Whether I will be paid the fees or not? Whether I'll get my dress, whether I'll get food. A dependent child is very happy and playing, innocently, simply. But the robber is always planning because he is not dependent. So in this way, the devotees are fully dependent on Krishna. And Krishna, Ekala Ishvara. Ishvara is there, then what? Rakhe Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rakhe. When Krishna wants to protect, who can kill? And if Krishna wants to kill, who can protect? And one more very beautiful verse is there, this proverb, like, if Krishna can give, with your small 2 hands, how much can you take? With Krishna's hands, you want to give. How much can you take from your hands? And if Krishna wants to snatch away, how much can you protect with your own 2 hands? Krishna is Trivikrama. Vamana, he measured all the 3 worlds and he wants to give. So in this way, so Pandavas, so the messengers went to the forest to give a good news to their king that how the Pandavas are struggling, they are not getting proper grains, they are not getting proper vegetables, because in nothing grain, vegetable, systematic arrangement for sense gratification is not there in the forest. In a city, there will be a market where you can buy clothes of your choice, you can buy the grains of your choice, you can have whatever you want. The government arranges very nice facility in the marketplaces so that you can have your comfortable life. So in the forest, no such systematic arrangement is there. The animals are living. So sometimes we see in Discovery Channel and all, they will show that a person is living in the forest without any means. And he will cut this and cut that, and he will make something. That is not the purpose of living in forest. We will see what is the scene here when the messengers go. When the messengers go, they were really surprised to see. The Pandavas were so happy because Krishna was living with them. They had made a simple arrangement of a hut and a cooking facility where the Draupadi will cook. And the Panchapandavas bring anything which is available in the forest, any fruits or roots, anything, and simple cooking. Some cooking they will make, but they will have such a beautiful kirtan, Krishna Katha, and discussion with Krishna. Krishna will be playing games with them, and he will tell many, many things. They will ask questions. He will exchange because he knows everything, is Supreme Lord. And such a pleasure they had with Krishna as a friend, as a cousin. He was living throughout with them without going to the kingly opulence of Dwarka. Even the Dwarka queens were surprised that what is there in the Panchapandavas? What is there in Vrindavan? It's very austere places, but our kingdom is so opulent. Krishna is not living with us, but he's going and living with his devotees. Like this. So when the messengers went and they were hiding outside the hut, they were hearing laughter, and sweet conversations, exchanges, and so many smiles, and so many full of bliss and happiness. So much happy they were. So the messengers took the news to Duryodhana. But Duryodhana was completely sleepless. We see that the Panchapandavas in the forest were not making arrangement for a comfortable living. If you start making arrangement for your comfortable living, it is unending process. It's an unending process. It will keep going on and on and on and on. So they were made a basic facility for whatever is required for them. And they were very nicely hearing Krishna Katha. Chitta Madgada Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Kadayantaschama Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. This is a perfect suitable for Panchapandavas in 14 years of exile, especially 13 years. 1 year they were incognito. But later they slowly moved into incognito because they started finding disturbance from Duryodhana. Because then Duryodhana, when the messengers went and said that he was so happy, Panchapandavas were very happy, he was not able to tolerate. Because he is spending sleepless nights. He has beautiful palace. He has Raja Bhoga, many servants, and on his order they will work. And he has a beautiful cushioned bed in which he can sleep very nicely, comfortably. Everything was perfectly arranged, and the citizens follow us. Many citizens will listen, soldiers will listen to what he says. But he was roaming here and there and here and there. Night he is not getting sleep. He is discussing with his uncle, what can we do? Now we have to destroy them in the forest itself. Or we should not allow them to come in. We have to increase our military strength. This, that. 14 years later, it is going to happen. But he started planning self-confidence. Foresight. What foresight? Who predicted 2020 corona breakout will happen? All the plans of the people came into dust. What other proof is required right in front of our eyes? That all our plans will be smashed by the time. And of course, by the will of Krishna. By time. And of course, our karma. Karma takes its ups and downs. And there will be a reward and there will be a punishment. And there will be a reward and there will be a punishment. And there will be a reward. And you'll think, oh, based on the past statistics, I will plan my future. It's all rewards. And suddenly you will plan nicely everything. Then punishment, time will appear a karela of your karma. You have sown the seed. You are reaping your fruit. So your karma, your phala. So suddenly take turn. We didn't predict this. According to our predictive analysis, we are very learned people from some great institution. According to predictive analysis, all your analysis went into dustbin. People are very proud about ajnana, thinking it is jnana. So proud of material education. So Duryodhana was So very mentally disturbed. He never had a peaceful sleep in his entire life. Planning against, plotting against. But Panchapandavas were very happy in the forest, and the messengers told this to Duryodhana, and he lost more sleeps and he became very disturbed. So at that time, he made a plan to destroy Panchapandavas, that let me do one thing, let me invite Durvasa Muni. Durvasa is very famous for anger and cursing. At the same time, if he's feeling very pleased, he will bless very nicely. So let me call Durvasa and give a very big feast, arrange it so perfect that he's becoming very pleased. And I will somehow send Durvasa along with many hundreds or thousand, I don't know, 1,100 disciples. I will send them without intimation to Panchapandavas who are living in the forest without any means. Because the messengers say that they don't have any means, they didn't make much arrangement. Even from nearby village, people will like to help, but they didn't go for begging. They didn't do whatever available in the forest because they don't want to waste their time in so many arrangements. Basic arrangement they will do because Krishna is living with them. They want to provide for Krishna. And they took Krishna Prasad. So it's not that they didn't eat anything, they eat only leaf and water. They did meditation. No, Dhruva would have done. That is a Yuga Dharma for that age. But not for now. Dwapara Yuga is deity worship, and the deity form is personally present in front of them. So they would like to have a beautiful, loving, sweet life with Krishna. And Krishna was eating all that what they were cooking. And Draupadi was cooking. And Panchapandavas were bringing, and Krishna used to roam around with them and spend time. This is called Jalpa. Jalpa. There is a fruit called, there is a vegetable, a peppercorn called jalapeno. So this Jalpa is spending time with devotees, speaking many matters, which may seem like Prajalpa, but it is not Prajalpa, it is Jalpa, which when had with Krishna, many subject matters. So very sweetly. And then he thought that I will send this Durvasa, so they will get cursed. So he also knows the routine of Panchapandavas. Sometimes Krishna goes out and comes in. So, okay, so Krishna will roam in various places also, not always stay with them, but mostly stay with them. So what happened? Duryodhana invited Durvasa and had a big feast and pleased Durvasa. Durvasa was very happy with all his 100 disciples. He gave a lot of blessings. Oh, very nice. I'm so pleased with you. Yeah, I want to give you some boon, some vara. So ask me any vara, I'll give you. I want to bless you with some varadan. So Duryodhana, what he did is, he said like, my younger brothers, not younger, my elder brothers, in fact, my brothers are there in the forest. And they are hankering with the association of such good souls like you. And they were telling that they asked you to invite you to the forest. So please don't consider it to be a forest. Please go and bless their home tomorrow. They have fixed the time. They will make all arrangements. Please go. And this is the vara I want. This is the blessing I want from you. Nothing else he asked. So Durvasa Muni was okay, very happy, so nice. This fellow is asking me, okay, tomorrow also with my disciples, I'll have good lunch. They'll all have only lunch, okay, time food, but a very good feast, okay. Then Durvasa got ready. Next day from the palace of Duryodhana, all the arrangements are made to deliver all the 100 people along with the Guru to the ashram, the small hut of Panchapandavas. But Panchapandavas never have this news. They don't know that this is happening. So they were in the normal walk of life. Nobody visits them. So Krishna visits them, of course, and nobody else. And Krishna generally says, okay, so that day, Krishna won't be there. So that day, this was arranged, that Krishna won't be there. So no cooking for Krishna also. So they were made a simple cooking, and Draupadi offered, Panchapandavas ate the prasadam. And when they were finished eating, then that correct time, the schedule was very well known to Duryodhana. So he sent the Durvasa along with his disciples there. He said, oh, we are all very hungry. We have come here to have feast. Okay, we will go to the river, take bath and come. We traveled, so we are a little tired. So we will take bath and come back. You make the feast ready. And Panchapandavas were so surprised how to handle these people. Oh my God, we never expected. And Durvasa is very famous for cursing, and if he's displeased, then Panchapandavas, like they didn't know. So the Draupadi, she had one Akshaya Patra. in which rice will come. This was gifted to her, I think, by sun god. I'm not very sure, but it was gifted to her. So this, then she didn't know what to do. Now, because in the Akshaya Patra can give food for how many ever people. But once, one time, if only in a one day, in one time only it will give unlimitedly. And once that limitation is over, they have to wash the Akshaya Patra and keep it. If it is washed, after that it won't give till the next day. So Draupadi has served over her husband, mother-in-law, and she has eaten, and she has washed because Krishna is not coming that day, she has washed the vessel and she has kept. Now, no possibility of getting even rice. So they all are gone and they were really worried, and what they can think during worry. Kunti is telling, during worry or not worry, they always think of Krishna. Krishna is also not there today. How we are going to manage? Now, how they are bewildered. At that time, suddenly Krishna arrives from nowhere. He just comes in and says that, hey, Krishna, you didn't tell you will come. No, Krishna, you know what happened? This Durvasa Muni has come, the 100 disciples. We don't know what to do. Please, I'm not in the mood to hear anything. I'm super hungry. Give me something to eat. So Draupadi says, my dear friend, already we are so frustrated, and you are asking, how can we, even Durvasa Muni curses us without food, that's okay. But if you ask us food and we don't give, that is the most painful. But you said that you won't come, but you have just come. How can we manage this? So he said, no. There will be some food, yaar. Come and show me in the kitchen. You will never empty everything. There will be something. No, Krishna, I washed all the vessels, kept it very clean. So he said, no. He opened some vessel. One vessel, and a little 1 grain of rice with a leaf. The sag was there. Krishna, that is already that. This is more than enough for my hunger. Then Draupadi says, you are always making joke, Krishna. No, really. And he takes that with lovingly, you are cooked, your food, if I take this, will be satisfying me. And he took that 1 grain of rice and he ate and is fully satisfied, very happy, full satisfaction. Supreme Lord satisfies all the living entities in the world is getting satisfied. That is why Prabhupada asked us to offer prasadam. When we offer bhoga to the Supreme Lord, then what happens is the whole world becomes satisfied. The demigods become, you need not separately offer in yajna to demigods. You need not offer to anybody, forefathers. You need not offer obligations, forefathers. If you are all regularly offering prasad, bhoga to Krishna. Not, I want to eat prasadam. I like this, it is very tasty. That is very tasty. And put your saliva in the thought and offer. No, genuinely, lovingly offer to Krishna. This is devotion. Not that I like this, so I will offer and eat prasadam only. Like this. But rather, you should really lovingly offer to Krishna. Of course, you may like something which is very tasty, and how nice if Krishna tastes this. It will be very nice for you, Krishna, this is very tasty. You take it, Prabhu. Whatever you like, you give to Krishna. While offering, we should not have a mood that I will eat this prasadam, so I am giving. So it is already juta, already saliva. So while cooking and offering, that purity we should maintain. After that, we should really desire to hanker to have that Krishna. So then he ate, and when Krishna became satisfied, the whole universe became satisfied. So Durvasa and all his disciples felt the tummy was full, and they felt like they have eaten a very big feast till the throat, and they cannot move around. They said, Gurudev, I'm not hungry, please. I'm not coming to feast. I'm not coming to feast. And Durvasa also felt very filled. Then he said, what to do here? Now, how can we answer these Panchapandavas? So then Krishna said, no. And he ate that 1 grain of rice and he went to Panchapandavas. Send Bhima to the river bank and call all of them for feast. Then Yudhishthira said, my dear Krishna, how can we do that? No feast is ready. No, just call. So immediately Bhima went, a very hefty body. Bhima went there and called them, all of you come, lunch is ready. We have prepared for all of you, come and eat. Then all the disciples and Durvasa started running from there, that they ran for life. In this way, very, very sweet, that when they are completely talking Krishna Katha, they were talking, they were not planning and executing anything. But Krishna is the one who is protecting them. In this way, the complete dependency on the Supreme Lord is a very sweet activity. And one does that, then he will be really, really happy. in life. Okay, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. With this I end. Any comments or questions?
हरे कृष्णा मैम।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
मैम इसमें दिया है, बाह्य भौतिक प्रकृति की भ्रामक शक्ति के कारण हम यह भूल जाते हैं कि जीवन की भौतिक दशा अत्यंत अवांछनीय उलझन है। तो बाह्य भौतिक प्रकृति की भ्रामक शक्ति क्या होती है?
भौतिक प्रकृति ग्राम्य
बाह्य भौतिक प्रकृति की भ्रामक शक्ति के कारण हम यह भूल जाते हैं कि जीवन की भौतिक दशा अत्यंत अवांछनीय उलझन है। ये बाह्य भौतिक प्रकृति की भ्रामक शक्ति क्या होती है?
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। प्रभु जी, ये आप किस 1.8.37 ना 38 श्लोक है
ना? ये 37 का
37। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। ओके, एक मिनट। Mercy, someone dependent. Just a second. Advancement experience. The whole material world is moving and also work towards him. We are forgetting. Where is the word forgetting? ये लास्ट में है, पहले में है
जी?
ये पहला जगह में है। ये किस पैराग्राफ?
हाँ, पैराग्राफ जैसे जो लोग झूठे ही भगवान से स्वतंत्र रहना चाहते हैं वे अनाथ कहलाते हैं, जिसका अर्थ उनका कोई संरक्षक नहीं है, किंतु जो भगवत इच्छा पर पूरी तरह से आश्रित रहते हैं वे सनाथ कहलाते हैं, अर्थात उनका कोई संरक्षक है। अतः हमें सदैव सनाथ बनने का प्रयत्न करना चाहिए, जिससे हम इस भौतिक अस्तित्व की प्रतिकूल परिस्थितियों से सुरक्षित रह सकें। उसी के आगे है बाह्य भौतिक प्रकृति की
डिल्यूडिंग पावर ऑफ एक्सटर्नल मटेरियल नेचर। वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न है।
हम यह भूल जाते हैं कि जीवन की भौतिक दशा अत्यंत अवांछनीय उलझन है। तो ये मेरा प्रश्न, शक्ति क्या होती है?
डिल्यूडिंग पावर मीन्स ये हमको भूलने का, हम ये शरीर नहीं है, ठीक है? ये शरीर है भूमि, अनल, वायु, ये सब से जल, भूमि, जल, वायु, अग्नि, इससे बना हुआ है। आकाश, इससे बना हुआ है जड़ प्रकृति। हम ये जड़ नहीं है, हम निरंतर आत्मा है। हमको जन्म नहीं है, मृत्यु नहीं है, जरा नहीं है, व्याधि नहीं, कुछ नहीं है। बट हम पैदा होने के समय से अभी तक, आप सोचिए, मरने के वक्त तक सब लोग अपना आप को देख समझते हैं। यही है वो शक्ति, माया शक्ति। ये इतना पावरफुल है, हमारा असलियत को हमको भूल जाना उसको कर सकता है। हमको भूलने का, हमको हमारा असलियत को, असली हम कौन है करके वो असलियत को भूलने का हमको करता है। इतना शक्ति है उसका भौतिक प्रपंच, भौतिक शक्ति। सो ये भौतिक शक्ति माया शक्ति क्यों बोलते हैं? माया क्या है? माया कुछ नहीं है। हम क्या नहीं है वो हम है करके सोचेंगे, क्या नहीं है उसको है करके सोचेंगे, क्या है उसको नहीं करके सोचेंगे। उदाहरण में भगवान है, कृष्णा है, बट भौतिक प्रपंच में किधर भी हम देखा है भगवान नहीं है, तो लोग पूछेगा आप देखा है? भगवान नहीं है क्योंकि लिए आप देखा, कोई देखा है? कोई नहीं देखा है। बट बाहर एक अणु में भगवान है, फिर भी हम नहीं देख सकता। सो ये बहिरंग शक्ति, कृष्णा का भौतिक शक्ति है ना, ये इतना पावरफुल है, ये जीवात्मा को ये सब माया में डाल देगा। अपना आप को गलत समझेगा, जड़ा समझेगा, जड़ शरीर समझेगा, जड़ शरीर का बंधन को हमारा बंधन समझेगा, जड़ शरीर का वस्तु को हमारा वस्तु समझेगा। ऐसा ये जीवात्मा पूरा भूल जाएगा, इतना शक्ति है उसी और ये माया शक्ति इतना शक्ति है, हमको माया देगा इतना भौतिक शक्ति, वो बहिरंग शक्ति बोलते हैं, दुर्गा है इसका इंचार्ज, कृष्णा ने ये काम दिया हुआ है, दैट अपना आपको भूल जाएगा, भगवान को भी भूल जाएगा, वो बोलेगा ये दुनिया में भगवान नहीं है करके, बट भगवान है, हर अणु में भगवान है, एंड बहुत अवतार भी लेते हैं भगवान, विष्णु के रूप में भी है, बहुत जगह से भगवान है ये लोग में, बट फिर ये माया शक्ति हमको ऐसा देगा, जड़ प्रकृति सब कुछ है, जड़ प्रकृति के अलावा कुछ नहीं है, भगवान नहीं है इधर किधर भी आप देखो, भगवान नहीं दिखेगा देगा, आत्मा भी नहीं दिखेगा, सिर्फ देख दिखाई देगा, हम दूसरों को भी देख समझेगा, हमको भी देख समझेगा, तो इतना शक्ति है, वो जीवात्मा को असलियत भूल जाता है जीवात्मा वो शक्ति की वजह से। क्यों ऐसा करता है? क्योंकि लिए वो जीवा कृष्ण बोलिए भोगवांच करे, वो जीवा सोचा है मैं भोगा करूंगी, मैं कृष्णा को क्यों भोगा देना है, मैं एंजॉय करूंगी, ऐसा सोच जीवन के, जीवा का स्वरूप है कृष्ण रे नित्य दास, बट वो जीव है गलत समझता है मैं कृष्ण की तरह आनंद पालू, मैं सेवा को सेवा को भोग करूंगी, दूसरा सेवा करना है, मैं उसको लेना है सेवा को, ऐसा सोचेगा जीवात्मा, कृष्णा को सेवा नहीं देगा, उस समय उसको ये माया के अंदर जेल में डालते हैं ना, उसकी कैदी को, इसी तरह वो इधर डाल जाता है, इधर आपको कृष्णा नहीं चाहिए ना, देखो इधर कृष्णा नहीं है, बट कृष्णा है इधर, कोई जगह नहीं है, ये भौतिक जगत में, आत्मिक जगत में, आध्यात्मिक जगत में, ब्रह्मज्योति में, किधर भी कोई जगह नहीं है भगवान नहीं है, सब जगह भगवान है, कृष्णा है सब जगह। सो ये है, सो ये माया है, ये बहुत शक्ति, वही है डिल्यूडिंग एनर्जी, डिल्यूडिंग पावर वो बोलते हैं। आप बोला ना, क्या बोला डिल्यूडिंग के लिए हिंदी में क्या लिखा है? वही है वो शक्ति, ठीक है प्रभु। Deluding power na enna, it is making us forget by the deluding power of external material nature. We forget that the material condition of life is most undesirable perfection. What is the deluding power? What is the deluding power? Is माया शक्ति, भगवान का बहिरंग शक्ति है, वो दुर्गा का रूप में हम बोलते हैं।
हम ये जो माया का मोह, माया का जो शक्ति है, वो हमको इस तरह सुलाता है कि हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि ये भौतिक में हमें केवल दुख मिलता है और इसके साथ हमारा कोई संबंध नहीं है। हमें आध्यात्मिक तल में प्रवेश होकर के वहां का अकर्मिक कार्यों को करना चाहिए, कृष्ण भावनामृत में रह करके। इस चीज को हमें बुलाता है, वो है डिल्यूडिंग पावर, वो है माया का ये शक्ति। लेकिन हकीकत में कृष्ण को कोई बोल सकता नहीं। जिस तरह सूरज का किरण बिना सूरज का नहीं रह सकता, इसी तरह हम भी बिना कृष्ण का नहीं रह सकते, क्योंकि हम कृष्ण का अंश है। ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातन। सो कृष्ण का अंश होने के कारण, कृष्ण का शक्ति होने के कारण, शक्ति शक्तिमान के बिना प्रयोजन नहीं होता है। इस तरह हम बिना शक्तिमान हम नहीं रह सकते, इसी तरह हम भूल जाते हैं। फिर भी कृष्ण भगवान हर जगह है, क्योंकि बिना कृष्ण, अगर सूरज नहीं है तो सूरज का किरण कैसे बनेगा? सूरज का किरण अगर सूरज को भूल जाएगा, फिर भी सूरज को रहना पड़ता है सूरज का किरण का बनाए रखने के लिए। इसी तरह हम कृष्ण को भूलने के उपरांत भी हमें बनाए रखने के लिए कृष्ण भगवान को रहना पड़ता है। तो कृष्ण भगवान रहते हैं हर जगह, लेकिन जो याद कर लेता है कृष्ण भगवान को और कृष्ण भवनामृत में रह करके कृष्ण का दिया हुआ इस शक्ति को, कृष्ण का क्या बोलते हैं, कृष्ण को संतुष्ट लाने के लिए, उनको आनंद लाने के लिए हम इस शक्ति को प्रयोग करते हैं, तो वो है हमारा असली पोजीशन। उसके लिए हमें करना चाहिए, उस सोच से हमें दूर रखने वाला चीज को बोलते हैं डिल्यूडिंग पावर या मोह माया।
धन्यवाद।
Haribol. Anybody else has any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So thank you very much for the association, and we'll wind up and join back again congregationally chanting the holy name of the Lord sharp at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, followed by Srimad Bhagavatam class. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Padita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Padita Pavan Srila Maharaj ki jai. Bhagavatam ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva pattanam pavanebhyo namo namaha.
नमो नमः।
Jai Nitai Gaur Prema.